So, good afternoon, ma'am. I am Rosel Girata, a student of NERSO, second year, taking up the course of Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. And anyway, how are you for today, ma'am?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay, ma'am. So, can you introduce yourself to us?
I'm Dr. Helena in Tokyo. I used to be a teacher and then I was promoted to school principal. Then in the later part of my career, I became a division supervisor in charge of social studies in the division of Negros Oriental.
Well, that's good to hear. So, for today, I'm going to ask you a question about from the early years. So, how was the teaching and learning environment before? Like, how was the classroom? Was it conducive to learn? Was there any inclusion happen?
Well, our classroom before was, yes, it was conducive to learning because we learned and then we finished our studies and I can still remember many things that I learned when I was in the grade school and in the high school. And perhaps, yes, it was maybe not a very conducive learning environment, but it was conducive for me because I learned many things.
Yeah. So, how about the learning system? Is it strict? The teachers are very strict or what?
Yes, of course, the teachers were very strict. We have to put our hands on the desk and then we raise our hand if we want to talk or if we want to go out or just like today, I guess. Well, because at that time corporal punishment was also done. The teachers were always bringing with them a stick, or if not, it's on the chalk ledge. There are sticks there, long sticks for the students or pupils who misbehave.
Okay. So moving on, how was the teaching method of teachers before? Like, what are the ways the teacher made in facilitating the class?
Uh, it was just like what the teachers are doing today because the method does not. I think the same method, introduction, preparation, then presentation, then evaluation, evaluation like that. But maybe there are more activities now than before. But more or less, the method is the same. But only that in the activities, there are more activities that the teachers are doing now,
Yeah.
like grouping. But when I was in grade 5, we had already the grouping of pupils and then reporting. We already had that, and which we have also now. There is reporting, there is grouping of pupils, there is a leader in every group. We had that before also.
Okay, so do you use technology before? What are the learning materials did you use?
The latter part of our um, teaching apprenticeship, we attended our radio broadcast wherein we were exposed to how it was done, and it was also very lively. Well, in my grade, when I was in the grade school, we did not have any like radio broadcast or anything. Teachers just used chalk and pictures, cartolina, like that.
Okay. So did you learn something from the lessons before based on how teacher facilitate the class?
But yes, of course, until now I can still sing the songs. I can still memorize many passages in the poems that we took up when I was in the grade school. I still can memorize.
So was it a learner-centered approach or teacher-learner approach?
It was a learner-centered approach. It was child-centered.
So how do you assess before, like quizzes and exam? Was it more on memorization from the book or your own understanding of the lesson?
More on memorization. So I guess that memorization is also a very good method or a very good way of evaluating pupils' learning because right now I can still remember many things from my.
Okay, so that was really great and informative answers. We really understood that was what was the education system before. So for the last question, what was your most or greatest memorable experience that happened to you before the teachers did in your studies?
When I was in grade 3, my classmate misbehaved, and then the teacher threw an an eraser to him. And then I was the one hit because I was directly in front of the misbehaving pupil. So I was hit by the eraser. And then the teacher was, of course, she apologized, but continued to berate the misbehaving pupil. My experience.
Okay, that was a nice experience. So that's all questions. So thank you for your time, ma'am, and have a good day. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Rosal Girata, a second-year college student of NERSO, taking up the course of Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. Anyway, how are you today, ma'am?
I am good today, ma'am.
So can you please introduce yourself for us?
Sure. I am Rika C. Tupas. I am studying in Negros Oriental State University or NERSO, taking up Bachelor of Science in Office Administration.
Well, that's good to hear. So for today, I'm going to ask you questions about education from the younger generation.
Sure, ma'am.
How was the teaching and learning environment before?
I think it was fine, ma'am, because I have learned a lot from my previous schools and teachers.
Okay, so how was the classroom? Was it conducive to learn?
Yes, it was conducive to learn, actually.
How about the learning environment? Are the teachers very strict?
Yes, they are very strict, but they still productive and making sure that the communication with their student is very good.
So moving on, how was the teaching method of teachers before? Like, what are the ways the teacher made in facilitating classes? Was it effective?
Yes, it was very effective.
Yeah, so do you use technology now? Or what are the learning materials?
Yes, I am using my Android phone today during my online classes.
Okay, so did you learn something from the lessons today based on how teachers facilitate the class?
Yes, ma'am, I have learned a lot.
Was it a learner-centered approach or a teacher-learner approach?
I think both, ma'am, because my teachers learn from me and I also learn a lot from them.
Okay, so how do you do assessment today, like quizzes and exams? Was it more on memorization from the book or from your own understanding on the lessons?
Honestly, ma'am, I don't want to memorize a lot of things because I'm not good at that. I love to I love to say or speak my own opinion and perceptives about certain topic.
Okay, so how about the class activities? Was there any group activities or group collaboration happen?
Yes, ma'am, there are a lot of group activities. Actually, I love do group games because it was like brainstorming. My classmates have a lot of ideas, and I also have a lot of ideas. So it's like yeah, brainstorming.
Okay, that was really great and informative answers. We really understood what was the education system in our younger years. Much, ma'am, and have a good day. Thank